Welcome guys, this is a weekend stock talk, June 23rd at 11:19 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for all of your comments. Just note that we are making a Facebook group page for everyone to join in. So once that is created and finalized, I'll let you guys know via the comment section on YouTube, and I'll talk to you more about it when it comes out. So in the meantime, let's talk about SPY and general market movement as always on Stock Talk videos, starting with SPY tracking the S&P 500 on the 180-day chart. So I'm going to take you guys to the 180-day chart just to see this current trend, right? We talked about this potential for it to come down from the 280 mark. The 280 has been a resistance. This has not changed, and we met this resistance, and now it's coming back down to the support. The support is situated at 274.25, 274.30, around that area. We said that we were looking for entry into the markets where? Actually in this boxed area. You guys can see this boxed area is the area between 274.25 to 275.25, and you can see that the 200 period moving average, or the red line, has been actively acting as a support in the past, and it's acting as a support right now. One thing to keep in mind is we are still in a descending pattern despite having the 200 period moving average acting as a support. So if you were to get into the markets right now, I told you guys that you could if we hit the 200 period moving average, because we do expect a support here, and note that we have had a strong support here in the last few days, and we expect some sort of reversal back up. So what am I looking for in the near future? I'm still looking for, this is taking a while, but that's perfectly fine, a reversal around this area. Now if this doesn't occur, if we start actively closing below the 200 period moving average, and what is that? The below the 200 period moving average would be under 274 on a daily close on Monday. This would be a little, or actually slightly more bearish tone for the market, signaling a potential more down move to come. Back to where? 271 mark to 272. Around that area would be the next place to find the next support. But I'm looking for reversal and entry in the markets once again. Looking at volatility, or TVIX, we see it fell around 5.54%, which is not too unusual given that we've hit the resistance at 46.91, around that area, and we talked about that actually in Thursday's video, that we were at the resistance, and look at the major very quick sell-off following into Friday's open. So just keep that in mind. All right, /CL crude oil futures. We had OPEC coming out with their news, and look at the spike on crude oil. So here we are, right? Crude oil is following UWT more precisely. So taking a look at, we'll take a look at ticker UWT, but we see crude oil pushing all the way past its previous resistance at 67.08, didn't act as a resistance at all, and then now we're at where? We're at the next major resistance, 69.32. Note that these lines have not changed. I'm not magically putting in these lines. These lines have been there for the past few weeks. So you can see that it's been here, and now we're pretty much up there. So I'm going to remove this line, and this is the next type of trajectory we're looking at for crude oil. Crude oil right now, once again, is on a bullish streak. Okay, we've reversed from the bear flag pattern that we've established, and all of a sudden, because of this news, we've had a massive push up. So if we can see crude oil actively closing and validating this as the new support, so if we start bumping over this area, validate this as the new support, 69.35, you can find yourself great entry points into UWT if you were not in it already on Friday. Look at UWT, went up nearly 16%. That is something completely you guys could have taken part of if you wanted to. Now, however, if we can get rejected at this line, you can see that we are getting wedged in by this ascending triangle. You guys can see this ascending triangle. If we do get wedged in, at some point we would see another break in either an upwards direction or a downwards projection. But given this major reversal action, I'm expecting more upside for crude oil to come. So let's take a look at UWT, which is the ticker of choice. You guys can see that UWT has broken above, pretty much followed /CL, above the previous resistance right here, and now we're pretty much at this resistance right here. So this is one to constantly monitor as we move forward in the next few days. Looking at GUSH, GUSH, we see GUSH doing this pattern, right? We talked about GUSH having this very predictable pattern such that we have a resistance at around $40 and a support around where? $34. So our good entry points would be $34. And you can see that because of the news, GUSH also got pulled up to around $40. We closed at $39.60. No big surprise, but one thing to note is what's the new trend, right? We got to be on the new trend. We know there's a horizontal pattern between here and here, but now we are validating the 200 period moving average as the support level. This looks like a breakout pattern to come should crude oil continue to push higher. So be on the lookout for that. That means that even though drip might be a good opportunity, you might see as a good opportunity right now, just this ascending triangle pattern might not provide you the the risk might be too great to be getting into drip, even though we know that if you get into drip right now, it might be a good deal. So drip, of course, is the inverse of GUSH. So GUSH kind of follows SPSIOP, as you guys know, or crude oil as well. All right, let's take a look at /NG tracking natural gas futures. This is yet another very predictable pattern, right? A horizontal pattern followed by a bullish move to the upside for natural gas. We've been consolidating actually for the past month almost. Horizontal pattern, resistance 2.984, support 2.891, and what are we waiting for? We're waiting for it to come down and take that position back into natural gas. Note that natural gas goes by the ticker UGAZ. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. If you guys want to take an entry point right here during Friday, I wouldn't have blamed you, right? Because we have validated this as a support in the past as well. So if you guys don't have the patience, or you guys want to think, oh, you know, natural gas has the potential for it to push higher, and I do agree, it has the potential for it to push higher, possibly even break out at some point again, then we would get in around here. That's a good entry, but of course, if you want to play it safer, this is the safest entry down here. Following UGAZ, we're saying, taking a look at this pattern, very predictable pattern, right? We're in the middle of the trajectory. We could easily start coming up, or we can start coming back down to the support at 62.58. That's where I would look for my entry position and sell near the exit. The exit, I would be a little more than 67.92 is a great exit point. If you guys want to hold it a little longer, of course, 68.79 is also a very good exit number. So, man, this is a really nice trend. So hopefully you guys can play this trend out. And then it looks like natural gas will play towards the upside, as you guys can see, right? Consolidation, upside, consolidation. Usually this is a continuation move to the upside. So take a look out for that. In the meantime, I thank you, appreciate all of your comments, and I just want to tell you guys that, you know, this means a lot, right? You guys are calling out tickers, and I see you guys are making money off of them. Sometimes you guys are talking about things that, you know, maybe you didn't make money, or you're in a position you're uncomfortable at, and I'm just trying to help you guys out with some tips. That's awesome too. So keep that coming. I look forward to that every single day. All right, let's start with the comments. Tango. Blue has crashed today. It looks like it's a cup and handle format. Plan to enter 161. Do you see any upside to it? So let's take a look at BLUE. All right, this is something that we have taken a look in the past, and let me just take a look at the 3-year chart. What did we say? We said that Blue or Bluebird has been doing this upside, right? But now all of a sudden we're starting this downward trajectory, and this could be some sort of bull flag pattern in the making. Of course, this would just be the start. Given that this long period, 1 year of, what's this percentage point, over 200% growth, we expect some sort of drop and some sort of consolidation to the top. This is looking a little bit like IQ. You can imagine, you know, we were talking about IQ a little bit, where it kind of pounds down, and we could easily come back down to the 20 EMA before another leg up. You guys can see that it's done that already. Oh, I want to just show you guys, you know, okay, so going back to this one right now, there is upside to it, but right now we need to confirm some sort of support around 158 and change. 161, yeah, that's okay number, I think, if it comes down to 161. But remember, we want a signal or a sign of a signal change on the bottom, not just a downtrend. So right now it's constantly downtrending on the weekly side, so just wait for the sign of a signal change. Now I want to talk a little bit about IQ since you just kind of mentioned this. So note that IQ was on a continuous trend up, right? And all of a sudden, look at this. Like this was blue, right? It went all the way up and then it came down, almost came to the 20 EMA before it came up again. So for people who are stuck in IQ, here's IQ on the 3-year chart. This just went, public in early this year. So if you're stuck in IQ, look at the 1-year chart, right? This is just the first time it's met the 20 EMA line, right? We can find support and do a double peak. That's surely possible. The question is, do you have the patience to wait it out? And I hope you do. If you're stuck, so I think some people bought in at $45, which was the ultra peak, given that we were overextended over the 20 EMA. If you bought in at that and you're still holding it, there's the possibility of going back to $34, maybe even a little lower, but at some point it's going to go back up, and at that point, you don't want to exit immediately. Got to be patient with IQ. Be patient with this one. So hopefully you guys see some upside to that. If you're not in it right now, don't get in it. Right, it's on a constant downtrend. So, anywho, Lucas made a nice 2% trade with USLV. Do you think today was a more reversal sign for USLV? I've learned a ton of knowledge watching your videos every day and was looking for a live stream. So thank you once again for all of your comments. I hope that these videos are helpful. And that's my goal, so that's great. That's great to hear. So here's the USLV tracking silver. We're looking at the 1-year chart. We know that there's a support at 9.71 and actually a nice support at 9.50 if you guys got an entry position there. We talked about USLV in the past in previous videos, right? We have good entry positions right here. Took a nice entry position here. It's back on the uptrend. How great would it be to get in? What was your thing? Reversal. Yeah, this is a good sign of reversal. We crossed over the 20 EMA or the light blue line, and we're on the uptrend. You guys can see that. This is nice. So it might do a double bottom. It might do a double bottom. It might come down and retest this area 9.70, but overall, I think it is pretty nice in terms of its trajectory. So very predictable pattern. Great job. Addy Boy, SPY is just a little unpredictable this week. Anyways, MU seems to be upforming triangle. What is my prediction? Have a great weekend. I hope you have a great weekend as well, or had a great weekend, or having a great weekend. So MU. Okay, so MU has been on a very nice trajectory. We talked about how after earnings, right, we have a downtrend. After earnings here, we had an up move followed by a down move. So the moral of the story was on earnings, don't hold it because it can do whatever it wants after the earnings. So even after the earnings, I would not do anything. And now we're coming back down. So one can argue that this is another what pattern? Bull flag pattern, right? This is a consolidation. So there's more upside to this. However, we are on the bottom of the bull streak and there's no sign of reversal yet. So zooming on this, you can see how did we form a reversal? Double bottom, double bottom, double bottom yet? Not yet. Possibly it could be forming in the next few days, but this is something just to follow, but not to actively invest in as we are trending below the 20 EMA or the light blue line. So just wait for the possible support to play out, at least a double bottom. You can see it formed in the past few days. That's the entry you're looking for into MU. XJX, thank you for your insight. If you have time, please look at NVDA. Sure thing. NVDA has been on my list. So NVIDIA, very nice steady uptrend. You can see that we're at the 200 period moving average, and I want to just zoom out to see if there's any right here. So it's coming down, right? We've had this bullish streak, and we can either catch it here at the blue line, right, which is the 50 period moving average, but that would be guessing. We don't want to guess. So looking at the daily chart, we see no sign of reversal, and we're actively trending downwards. So we would wait at least for any sign of reversal. The first sign is at the 50 period moving average, 247. The second sign would be at the 150 moving average, which is around 232. Those are the big places I would look for a reversal candle, a reversal signal of some sort. But right now, certainly, as we have the MACD and the forced index pointing downwards, we do not actively want to invest in something that is pointing downwards. But NVIDIA is on a good trend. I do agree. That's a good one to call out. Reza, can you please go over AMAT? I'll take the first one. It's a good position to take a look at your videos. All right, so this is the last ticker I'm going to do because I want to keep this video kind of short, and so hopefully you guys do benefit from these shorter videos so it doesn't take too much of your time. So AMAT, we talked about how there's a support at 49.32, but what did we say? Wait, AMAT. Descending triangle formulation, right? We have a descending formation followed by a lower high in the more near term, this is certainly something not to go into. We talked about how this support could break, right, in past videos, because this is a descending formation and we're at the bottom. So what are we saying? Well, what we're saying is this support doesn't have to be strong at all. It could, but it doesn't have to be strong at all, because you can see we're in a descending triangle formation. We broke this channel and now there's more downside to come. Whether it's tomorrow or this week, whatever it is, it looks like it's more downside to come. Look how we got rejected at the 20 EMA line right here on the yearly chart. Rejection at the 50 period moving average, rejection at the 20 period estimated moving average, and now we're moving downwards. So this is not something to actively invest in, as there is no sign of a reversal right now. So wait for that sign of a trend change, but not something right now, as this is downtrending. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed a weekend stock talk, and I hope you guys are enjoying the weekend as well. Hopefully we'll see you guys on Monday for another stock talk, another yet trading day. Very interesting to see what the markets do on Monday. I'm looking for that reversal. Hasn't happened yet, but SPY has been keeping around that area, right? So it looks positive. You know, market deception. Market likes to see false breakout coming back down. Retest the 200 period moving average. You know, Friday we kind of had this arching uptrend followed by a down day. One thing to note is I actually found this quite interesting. Just looking at SPY, for those of you who are, you know, watching this video towards the end, this is just a bonus for you. Look at these green candles falling downwards, right? That's interesting. Usually when you fall down, you actually expect red candles. When we came up, we formed a red candle, all right? And then now we're forming two red candles. That's just something interesting to watch. It's kind of showing us a different signal, showing a possible down, like the markets want to push us down. But right now, objectively speaking, I'm looking at support right here. So far it's holding, and we can see some, right, this boxed area. Look at all these candles at the boxed area. We have support here. We just need a sign of the reversal. So until then, Monday, I'm checking out, and I'll see you guys later.